What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the simulator. Let's get out of practice mode here and see what we got in store. I believe it's DLUD's best courses. All right, we got to download it. While that downloads, last night I watched a video from For Golf's Sake, and he played a really good round of golf. And he kept on saying the same thing throughout the entire round, which is, if you don't have a 7-wood, get one. And the first time he said it, I was like, okay, 7-wood, got it. And then he kept saying, if you don't have a 7-wood, go get yourself one. Trust me, right? I don't know if that was actually what he said, not exactly. But he went on to say it probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 times throughout the round. And me being the dork I am, and I'm pretty young in my golf career, I don't mind buying new clubs and trying new stuff. Some people say, if you're this old or have this swing speed or these tendencies, you need to be playing as many hybrids in the bag as you can, or if you're above such and such a handicap, you shouldn't be playing muscle backs or blades. And it's just, it seems like, you know, opinions are like bee-holes. Everybody's got one and they stink. But I never had a 7-wood in my bag ever in my life. I don't even own one, so it was not like when I heard him say that I could pull one out of the golf club repository here. I had to go buy one. So after work, I went over to Ravenna Golf and got this QI10 7-wood. There you go. Tailor-made. And it is a 21 degree. There you go. I don't know if you can see that or if you even care. That's a small window. And it's got a Ventus 6S shaft by Fujikura. Same as I believe my driver has, or one of my drivers has. Yeah, same thing here. That's it. Anyway, we're loaded up here. Well, not loaded up, but we've downloaded the course. Again, that's DLUD, Golf's Best Courses League. It's week 10, the club at Ravenna, and it's the club at Ravenna. Let's check out the vitals here, what is in store for us. Looks like we've got a 6-foot gimme auto putt, 6,142 yard tees, Friday pins, normal green firmness with a stimp of 11, normal fairway firmness with a breezy wind, and then the tournament is at 5,400 feet, which means I'm gonna have to change my cheat sheet. I'm used to being at sea level. Yeah, ladies and gents, let's play some golf. Alrighty, we're all loaded up here. Good looking course. Good looking course, I like it. All right, we've got 225 yards here. We got a 10-mile-an-hour wind that's going to help us out to go places we perhaps do not want to go. We just don't want to be here in this area blocked out from the pin. And with driver and the way that it slices in the simulator and sometimes outside, let's be realistic, that's might exactly be where we end up. But let's tee off and see what we can put together here. Okay, not a bad drive, and I was incorrect. Those trees probably wouldn't block us out from the green unless we were pretty dang near them. Okay, we've got so many golf clubs in the bag here. This is going to play like 91 yards. At this altitude, I'm not even sure what my damn 91-yard club is. Let's go with a lob wedge. get back, come back. A little hot there. 91 yard carry. Probably should have taken a little bit off of it. That's my fault. 11 yards into the pin here. Let's see if we can get nice and close. Get in the hole. That was so close to falling. All right. All right, not bad. Let's tee off with the 7 wood, the QI10 7 wood I just showed you in the intro. We've got a 467 yard par 5 here. According to my preliminary testing, the 7 wood goes about 225 yards at 4,000 feet, so it's probably going to go a little further. And it doesn't, like for golf's sake said, it doesn't, when struck correctly, have a whole bunch of slice to it. He really was not kidding when he said that. You can slice any club, right? That's how professional golfers hit intentional fades. But let's give this thing a shot here. Yeah, look at that, arrow straight. That was a damn nice shot. I like this club a lot. I like the way tailor-made clubs feel. You've heard me say it before, I don't really like this Callaway driver. If I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, I'd probably replace this Callaway 3 wood with a QI10 3 wood, honestly. Is what it is. So we know that ball went about 219 yards. Why don't we go ahead and smoke this 7 wood again just for shits and grins. I doubt we're going to get it up, so let's not intentionally aim into the bunker. And our ball's going to want to kind of go a little bit left. That's crazy. That is honestly some of the best advice I have gotten on YouTube, was from For Golf's Sake, saying, trust me, get a 7 wood. Just something else there. We might be having a good day. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But any day you can go buy a new golf club for no damn reason whatsoever is a good day, right? All right, that was too much. That probably cost us a birdie. Yeah, that's a hell of a putt we got there. All right, well, it's not like we haven't left any birdies on the table yet. $34. We left all kinds of birdies on the table yesterday. But man, was that a fun course. All right, we're warming up. It's the second hole. Let's see if we can pop this in here and not take a damn bogey already. All right, saved par. All right, 132 yards, down a couple with a tailwind. We got any green to play with? We don't have much green to play with. So close. It's within 9 yards of the pin, so about, you know, let's call it 30 feet. Don't have very far to go here. We got to be careful. Saved par. All right, 301 yards. Let's hit this 7 wood. I'm really digging this 7 wood. I got something a little bit out of whack here. Yeah, let me change my offset, driver offset here. Settings, visual settings, offset, visual offset editor. Right hand. That's probably a little bit more accurate there. Save and exit. No, it's too far to the left now. You guys will know exactly where this thing is. All right, that's good enough for government work, as they say. Let's aim this ball, knock this thing down this fairway. It's going a little to the right, but we're going to get a members bounce out of this fairway. And that's about as far as that driver hits, but we're up a few thousand feet here, so the driver would hit further and the 3 wood hit between the 7 wood and the driver. Okay, 85 yards here. Is that going to be a little birdie? Tweet, tweet. Okay, that takes us to 1 under par. Oh boy, 530-yard par 5 here on number 5. I think you guys know what time it is. Let's put one down this fairway with the 7 wood. Because I'm having a good time, and that's what golf's about, is having a good time. Holy crap, what a hit. This thing's nuts. Look at it go, folks. It's going to be like 260 plus out of a 7 wood. Almost 270. I get it, we're at altitude. That's just crazy, I'm sorry. Let's see if we can hit it from here and get it onto the green. How funny would that be with the 7 wood? I think it would be neat. Holy crap, that's fading back toward the pin. That is crazy, guys. I can't make this crap up. On in 2. 2 strikes from the QI10 7 wood. For golf's sake, buddy, I hope you get to watch this video. I can't thank you enough. Even if it only lasts for 1 round, it was 1 magical round, right? 1 magical round. Okay, this needs to go like 26, 27 feet here. Oh, screwed the pooch real good on that one. I don't know. It's okay. It is perfectly fine. I'll take another par. That should have been a birdie. 14 feet 10 inches here, give or take. Okay, I think that's a par-ski. Maybe we can get some more birdies with this 7-wood. If you can get something off the tee, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape. All right, that was too much club. We could have played a 9-iron, and I can see this ball moving in my periphery. We have got a pretty long putt here. Oh Lord, what's this, a par 3? Yeah, this is not where we wanted to land. 86, 90, over 90 feet here we got to traverse. And we are not there. Okay, this will be our first bogey hole, unless I can somehow manage to sink this putt. It's a tricky one though. Oh, so close. All right, I think that's our first bogey of the round. The important thing is, do we have another opportunity to hit this 7-wood? And we do. Strange little hole here. We're going down some yards. I don't think we might be able to get around this. Should we try to get around this bunker here? Or past it at least, not around it. Let's try to go past this bunker. Oh yeah, past it then some. This club's nuts. Whew! This club is nuts. We're on the 7th hole and the honeymoon hasn't ended yet. I think this club took its Viagra. Let's see here. Roll back. All right, we're leaving quite a few birdies on the table here. I don't care much for it. 16, this only needs to go about 10 feet here. Just stop. Just stop. This is for par. I would really like to not take another bogey here. And we are going to take another bogey. Unnecessary bogey. I think we've had 2 birdies that ended up turning into bogeys. It was just, I guess, bad luck. Let's see if we can get back here. It's only the 8th hole. 7 underneath our belt. Got a bit of a tailwind here. I think you know what club I'm holding. crap, look at that thing go. I might have to go buy me a tailor-made driver. These tailor-mades just feel so good. Okay, 150 to the pin. I can see some shenanigans going on over here on the heat map. Pin's in a low spot on the green as far as the green goes. Let's just try to not have a downhill putt. How about that? Okay. .140. What did we hit for 140 last time? 8-iron? Okay, that, yuck. Oh! That carried almost 170. That's our 140 club. That sucks. What do we got here? We got a tricky little shot here, guys. Can't really see anything. Hide objects is not really working. Deep rough's going to take 25%. I'd say we need to hit this around 60 yards. Downhill lie. This is going to be a real tricky shot here. 60 yards feel. What did we lose there? 20%? What do we got carry? 60 yards carry. Yeah, well, that sucks. That's unfortunate. All right, it's going to make us putt. It's going to make us putt for bogey. So we're probably looking at a double here thanks to that errant 8-iron. 8-footer for double. Maybe a single. Yeah, barely missed her. That sucks. All right. 180, what's the wind doing in our face a little bit? Okay, get left. Get left, and where the hell are you going? What'd that carry? One. Okay, that 5-iron just carried 197. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if we can get out of here and probably taking another bogey. The lie is not great. 16. Ooh, look at that green. Looks like we saved par though. 3 over. Let's try to get down closer to 0. Little fairway finder there, I think. 170, 163. We got a headwind. Uh-oh, pretty flat putt here, pretty flat putt. Maybe we can get a stroke back. $18-footer. Oh, missed the hole and the entire gimme circle. That's crazy. Shoot. We just turn a birdie into a bogey again? Like turning wine into water? All right. Saved another par. What do we got here for sound effects? I actually don't know what the sound effects are. Maybe some wind. There are no birds here. 142-yard par 3 with a bit of a tailwind, but we are going uphill. We are going uphill. Let's hit a 9-iron here. Oh, that was so close to being a money shot. We should have hit a P. Oh, look how far we are from the pin here. Downhill putt, so it's gonna dribble 40-something feet here. We would have needed to hit it a little harder and aim a lot more to the right to have that putt drop. That's crazy. All right, we got what, 6 holes left? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We got 7 holes left. Let's see what we can get done here. Looks like the leader is Jamie New at 1 under par. We got a tailwind, par 4 here. Look at her go. Wowzers. Buck 38 into the pin. We have plenty of room. It's probably plays at face value here because of the wind and the elevation. Let's hit a 9-iron again. A little gentler this time. That was too gentle. That's not going to land anywhere we want it to land. That was fat. All right, ball's going to go right. What's the heat map look like? We don't want the ball to be right, though. Be the ball. All right, that's exactly where I wanted to land on the fringe, but there was no way without some excessive amount of backspin that ball was going to sit. And you guys will notice some of these greenside bunkers at some of these courses are designed to do that to you. You're already hitting out of a crummy lie, and in addition to that, to pour salt in the wound, the ball's going to come up and it's going to hit the back of a hill, right, like it did here, and it's going to want to go away from the pin. So you've got to be able to generate some backspin out of the bunker, and that's just not always possible, right, because there's sand between your club and the ball. You're more popping it up. You don't really have a ton of control over the spin. Oh, that was so close. Please stop, ball. Okay, I'm smoking these putts way too far here. That's my penance for being able to hit off the tee. probably not going to be firing on all cylinders, so pick a cylinder. If your car is a Geo Metro with 3 cylinders, you got to pick which one ain't firing. And today it's the putter. Okay, added another stroke to the score. 409-yard par 4 here. Let's pull out this 7-wood and give it a little ride. Just a little ride. Just a little ride. That one got a little slicey. Should get a members bounce. And that is more akin to a typical drive in that 220 range, but we're at a lot higher elevation than normal, so it should be farther. What's our 180 club here? A 6? It should be dry. That is not dry, guys. With a loud plop into the water there, we will probably be adding another stroke to the score here, or 2. Next option, I'm not hitting off that. What's that, 188? If we move back, we don't have the option to move back except for there, which is idiotic. Sometimes the rules of golf are stupid. Okay, the ball's going to want to go right, and we're hitting up. We should be fine here. 100 yards. We're going to get a little bit extra loft though, and maybe an easy sand wedge. Short again. Let's see if we can get this ball over where it needs to go. How far do we got to go? 10 yards. All right, what do we take there for the water? Another double. It's crazy how well we're playing off the tee, and we're still at 6 over par. You got to have your game firing on all cylinders, folks. Got a little bit of wind blowing in our face here. Got to be firing on all cylinders. Not bad, 265. This hole is daring you to do stupid things. It's downhill, so it's going to play about 259, but you're into the wind, and you need to hit 250 just to clear the water. We're obviously not going to take that chance, and we're going to steer as far away from the water as we can. So we need to hit about 225. Probably just hit this 7-wood. We'll just choke up on it a little. That is slicing. I don't like it. And it ain't going to stop off that hill. You can bet that. Back 9 on this course. A little trickier, I'd say. Let's see, next option. 7-5 down, 7-5 right. I'm not going to hit the ball again. That's absurd. There we go, let's do that. Drop ball. If we can plop this thing nice and tidy to the pin, we might be okay. I need to hit it about 57 yards, I'd say. That's pretty tight on the pin, a little bit of backspin, but we still got a putt. This putt's for par. We might be able to save par even with the water going in the, or the ball going in the drink, excuse me. Little 8-footer. Okay, we were able to save par even while putting one in the drink. GS Pro giveth and GS Pro taketh away. I would really love to get down a few strokes here. I realize we're not going to get under par without a small miracle, but we can try. You always got to try. Roll up there. What do we got? $120 to the pin, plus a headwind. Maybe a little pitching wedge. It's going to balloon up. Roll up there. Roll up there. Let's see if we can get this tight to the pin for a par. 8-footer, excuse me, 8 yards. All right, we got 3 holes. This one's gonna play 150 yards with a good little wind here. What's our 150 club? Let's hit an 8 and see if any shenaniganry ensues. Get left, get right. That was too much club. We could have played a 9. Yeah, that was way too much club. Putting us in another predicament here. We got to get this close to the pin. It's downhill. 20. Sit. Oh, that thing took off like a rocket. All right, looks like we're gonna eat another stroke here unless I can chip this in. Make that a couple strokes. That ball died. Man, it's crazy you can play this well off the tee and just crap the bed still on the score. Just absurd. That's probably too much. 9.5 footer here, I'd say. All right, we did that to ourselves. Looks like we're 7 over. That's an okay score in the simulator, I guess. Let's see what we can do here. 300-yard par 4. Let's see if we can do something here. Okay, that ain't gonna help our cause at all. We're gonna be probably hitting at a deep rough. 126 out plus 25% is gonna be, I don't know, 150, 160. Let's hit a 7-iron out of here. Ball's gonna wanna go left, and when it says it's gonna wanna go left, it is not joking around. You can hit a lot worse shots out of that lie. You're not going to hit that shot out of that lie in real life. In that lie in real life, you're going to lie and say you found your ball right by the fringe, if you catch my drift. All right, good stuff. Saved us a par. Okay, 500-yard par 5. Let's see if we can sneak in another birdie here. Otherwise, good round. Left a lot on the table, just like last night. Left a whole bunch of birdies on the table and got I'd say more stupid bogeys here. All right, ball doesn't usually go that direction. Let's see if we can at least keep it in bounds. We got some fireworks going off in the clubhouse, it looks like. And we got to go like a mile to the pin here. What do we got? I didn't think the ball would go that far. We are out of the frying pan into the fire. 145 to the pin, down, deep rough, headwind, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. I don't know, what do we got to hit, like 170? You could certainly get a calculator out and like do that in your head. You certainly could do that. I think Joe Legowski's pretty good at doing that. Sit. Sit. For hell's sake, sit. Didn't this thing say it had normal greens? Normal. That sucks. Let's see if we can get this tight to the pin. Get out of this round. 10. Ooh, that stopped hot. Come on, stop. Holy crap. Soft greens my ass. Or normal greens. Come on, baby. I wasn't born last night. Okay. 78. A 78. I'd say we left a lot of birdies on the table. Stats should look pretty good today. Bunch of bogeys. Let's check out the stats and close out the video here. 11 pars and 1 birdie. No complaints. 4 bogeys, 2 doubles. I would rather have not had these 2 doubles. We don't like doubles. But when you hit the ball in the water all the time, it just seems to happen. 270, 267.5 was the longest drive. Best ball speed was 142. Total putting was 94 feet. We would like to see a lower number than that with such a large gimme circle. 29 putts ain't too shabby, 1 sand save, 43-minute round, 7 greens, 11 out of 13 fairways. I'll take that all day long. And then some number that I am not quite sure what it means. All right, guys, as always, I appreciate you watching the video. Go find yourself a used 7-wood at the golf store, or if you got money burning a hole in your pocket, this QI10 TaylorMade is on par with my TaylorMade burner mini driver, but slices less, hits almost as far. You'll hear no complaints from me. Honestly, if this trend continues, I might get rid of this Callaway 3-wood and snag myself a QI10 3-wood. Hell, maybe a 5-wood. I don't know. I really enjoyed hitting them. But that's all I got for you tonight. We'll see you in the next video, and you guys have a good one.